Have you ever sat down with a warm bowl of rice and thought, this can't possibly be hurting me, right? It feels harmless, comforting, familiar. But what if I told you the way most people cook and eat rice, especially after 60, might actually be making blood sugar and digestion worse? Hi, I'm glad you're here. This video isn't about scaring you, it's about giving you back some control. Because the truth is there are simple science-backed tweaks that can transform rice from a silent health saboteur into something that supports your body. No pills, no gadgets, just real food prepared in a smarter way. I've worked in senior health for years, and I've seen so many people doing everything right, taking meds, eating what they're told, and still dealing with fatigue, rising blood sugar, or stubborn belly weight. That's when it hit me. Sometimes we overlook the most obvious things, like how we cook the rice we eat almost every single day. So, today on Vital 365, I'm sharing 5 rice hacks that are easy to do, backed by research, and fit perfectly into your daily meals. Before we dive in, quick question: do you or someone you love eat rice nearly every day? Have you ever felt bloated, sluggish, or off after eating and just blamed it on age? If that sounds familiar, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're into practical health tips like this, hit subscribe and join the Vital 365 community. All right, let's get into rice hack number 1, and it might surprise you with how simple it is. Soaking your rice. Yep, that old school habit our parents or grandparents did without thinking is actually powerful. Now I know what you might be thinking. I've been rinsing and cooking rice for decades. Why change now? Here's why. Unsoaked rice contains something called phytic acid. It's totally natural, but it acts like a little thief. It binds to key minerals like calcium, zinc, and iron and stops your body from absorbing them. And that matters especially if you're over 60 and dealing with bone loss, fatigue, or a weaker immune system. But here's the good news. Soaking rice can cut that phytic acid down, making those nutrients easier to absorb. It also makes rice much easier to digest, so you feel lighter, less gassy, and more comfortable after eating. I remember a woman named Helen, 72, full of life, but dealing with stomach discomfort after meals. She started soaking her rice every day. That's it. Within 2 weeks, her bloating was gone. She called it her tiny miracle. So, how do you soak rice the right way? Just rinse it well, then soak it in warm water for 30 to 60 minutes before cooking. Even 30 minutes can make a real difference. Just don't soak it too long, no more than 3 hours, especially in warm weather, or it could spoil. It's such a small change. No supplements, no extra cost. Just water, time, and intention. Try it out. And if you already soak your rice, let us know in the comments how it's helped you. If not, what's holding you back? Now, if you thought that was simple, wait till you hear what 1 spoonful of vinegar can do for your blood sugar. All right, let's move on to rice hack number 2, and trust me, this one's a game changer. It's all about adding a splash of vinegar. I know vinegar in rice. Sounds strange, right? But here's the thing. Just 1 tablespoon of the right kind of vinegar can help lower your blood sugar, improve digestion, and boost your energy after meals. Here's how it works. Vinegar, especially natural apple cider vinegar, contains something called acetic acid. This little compound helps slow down how fast your body breaks down carbohydrates. In plain English, it keeps your blood sugar from spiking right after you eat. And that's huge, especially as we age and our bodies become more sensitive to sugar swings. If you're pre-diabetic or managing type 2 diabetes, this one change could make a real difference. In fact, a study out of Johns Hopkins found that adding vinegar to rice lowered its glycemic index by 31%. That means your body handles the rice more gently, less sugar spike, more stable energy. I remember a man named Richard in his late 60s. He was pre-diabetic and frustrated he'd eat a meal and feel wiped out an hour later. He started adding 1 tablespoon of natural vinegar to the water when cooking rice. Within weeks, his fasting blood sugar stabilized. He said he felt lighter, clearer, more like himself. So how do you do it? It's easy. When you cook rice, whether in a pot or rice cooker, just add 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar to the cooking water. Apple cider vinegar works best, but make sure it's natural and unflavored, not synthetic. And no, it won't make the rice taste sour. Most people say it tastes cleaner, even a bit fresher. If your stomach is sensitive, start small. Try half a tablespoon first and see how your body responds. The key is consistency. This tiny change doesn't feel like much at first, but over time it can support steadier blood sugar and smoother digestion. Now on to rice hack number 3, and this one's totally unexpected. It involves oatmeal. Yes, really. Adding just a teaspoon of plain oatmeal into your rice could help clean out your arteries and stabilize blood sugar even more than you think. Let me explain. Oatmeal is rich in beta-glucan, a powerful soluble fiber. Once inside your gut, beta-glucan works like a gentle sponge. It soaks up bad cholesterol, slows digestion, and keeps your blood sugar from climbing too fast. For seniors with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or prediabetes, that's gold. One large NIH study found that mixing just a little oatmeal into rice can reduce the blood sugar spike by up to 43%. That's not a minor change, it's massive. So how much do you need? Not much. If you're cooking 1 cup of rice, about 150 g, mix in just 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of dry plain oatmeal. That's around 5–7% of the total volume. We call it the golden ratio, enough to help your body without overwhelming your digestion. Too much oatmeal at once, especially for older adults, can actually cause bloating or a heavy feeling. So keep it light. Gentle balance is key. I remember a woman named Linda, 75, dealing with both cholesterol and blood sugar issues. She didn't change. Her diet didn't give up her favorite dishes. She just started mixing a teaspoon of oatmeal into her daily rice. 3 months later, her blood tests improved and she said she felt lighter on her feet. Just one tip here. If you have kidney problems, check with your doctor before increasing your fiber or whole grain intake. Everyone's body is different. Now that we've covered soaking, vinegar, and oatmeal, get ready for something even more powerful, a golden spice that's been used for centuries and might help your body use insulin better. All right, rice hack number 4 is all about a spice you've probably already heard of, turmeric. That golden powder often used in curries, teas, and traditional medicine. Turns out it might be one of the most effective natural tools to help your body handle insulin better. Here's why. Turmeric contains an active compound called curcumin. It's been studied for years for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. But here's what's exciting. Curcumin may help improve insulin sensitivity, meaning your body can use insulin more effectively to manage blood sugar. Think of it like sharpening a dull key. When the key works again, the door your cells opens up and sugar gets used for energy, not stored as fat. As we age, many of us develop something called insulin resistance. It makes blood sugar harder to control, leads to fatigue, weight gain, and increases the risk of chronic issues. But a study from the NIH found that consistent curcumin use reduced insulin resistance by 23%. That's on par with some mild diabetes medications without the side effects. And the best part, all you need is a pinch. Just sprinkle 1 or 2 small pinches of pure turmeric powder over your warm rice after cooking. Stir gently. That's it. The warmth helps activate its aroma and flavor, plus it blends beautifully with rice. If you're not used to turmeric's taste, start small. Your palate will adjust over time. Just make sure you're using pure turmeric, not curry powder. Curry powder contains other spices and often salt, which can upset your stomach and dilute the benefits. Quick note, if you have gallbladder issues or take certain medications, talk to your doctor first before adding turmeric regularly. It's always best to be safe. I think of Mark's story. He was 68, had been managing type 2 diabetes for years. His meds helped, but his numbers were all over the place. After talking with his doctor, he added a daily pinch of turmeric to his rice. That's the only change he made. 3 months later, his blood sugar readings were noticeably more stable, and he was able to reduce his meds slightly. He said the rice smelled better, tasted better, but most of all, he felt better. This habit connects us to centuries of natural healing, and sometimes those old remedies really do hold the answers. Now ready for the final rice tip. This one doesn't require adding anything at all. It's about using time and temperature to your advantage. Let's wrap it all up with rice hack number 5, and it might be the simplest one yet. It doesn't require any special ingredients. You won't need to buy a thing. All it takes is cooling and reheating your rice. That's right. Just by letting your rice cool after cooking and then warming it up before you eat it completely changes the way your body digests it. Here's why this matters. When rice cools, the starch inside transforms into something called resistant starch. Unlike regular starch, that's quickly broken down into sugar-resistant starch resists digestion in the small intestine. Instead, it moves into the large intestine, where it feeds your gut's healthy bacteria. The result? Better digestion, less inflammation, stronger immunity, and more stable blood sugar after meals. Resistant starch even helps your body use insulin more effectively. It's like giving your gut a healing tune-up without any supplements. I remember a man named Sam, 71, who'd struggled with gut discomfort and irregular digestion for years. He started cooling his rice after cooking, then gently reheated it before meals. That's all. Within weeks, he was more regular, less bloated, and finally enjoying his meals again without discomfort. So how do you do it? After your rice finishes cooking, remove the lid and let it cool at room temperature for 30 to 60 minutes. Then either eat it or store it in the fridge for later. When you're ready, reheat it gently until it's hot, but don't overcook it. If you're not eating it right away, refrigerate it within an hour, especially in warm weather. And try to finish it within a day or two to keep it fresh and safe. This one habit might seem small, but it has deep benefits. Healthier digestion, better gut balance, a calmer blood sugar response, and for many older adults, a quiet sense of relief after meals that's been missing for years. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. These 5 rice habits: soaking your rice, adding a splash of vinegar, mixing in a little oatmeal, sprinkling turmeric, cooling, and reheating. Each of them supports blood sugar digestion and your overall vitality. And while none of them are magic alone, it's the way they work together, grain by grain, meal by meal, that creates real change. Start with one, the one that feels easiest for you. Give your body time to adjust and notice how you feel, because these small steps often lead to the biggest health transformations. I've seen it in my work. Older adults who felt stuck finally feeling better, lighter, and more in control just from simple changes in the kitchen. And you deserve that too. If this video helped you, please like it. It really supports the work we do. And if you'd like more practical science-backed tips for aging well, hit subscribe and join us here at Vital 365. Have you tried any of these rice tips before? Or do you have your own rice rituals you swear by? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Take care of yourself. Keep making progress one small step at a time. You've got this.